Welcome back to the shop. Today is going to be a set of pliers, but I'm also gonna, because of the Labor Day weekend, I'm gonna have a little bit of extra time to work on some other stuff, and I think this will be a fun one. This is a traveling sprinkler that I'll be working on, and this will probably be a 2 or 3 part video. I'm waiting on gears. This has a plastic gear in it for some reason. I mean, there's a time and a place for plastic and everything, but anyway, this is not the time or the place for plastic. It ended up burning the gear out of it God knows how long ago. But anyway, so that's just something that's coming up this weekend. But today what I'm going to do is clean up these Lodi Pliers. Lodi apparently is not only a song by Creedence Clearwater Revival, but it's also a town in Texas. So I'm going to clean these up. I think it's going to be a wire wheel, and I'm going to talk a little bit about grinders and buffers and whatnot. So a viewer contacted me the other day on YouTube in the comments, and he says, I was talking to Scout Crafter and I wanted to get your opinion on what is the best kind of grinder to get for cleaning up tools, and what is the most reliable, longest lived, multi-generational kind of tool. To which I responded, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what the best tools are out there. I don't necessarily think that one is better than the other as long as they do the job. So I try not to be so wishy-washy with answers, but I really don't know. And I have this little PowerTech buffer, and I don't think grinders are great for cleaning tools because the stick out on them is inherently less than a buffer. So your ability to get in here and work around the tools is impeded by usually a larger motor, and the small radius on the wheel and everything is just not. Grinders are good for grinding, but anyway, I said don't buy a grinder, buy a buffer, because I think they're easier to get around these angles. And like Scout Crafter, you actually see he's got an arbor adapter on an electric motor, so he's got the stick out of the motor on a regular motor, just your quintessential. See if I got a motor laying around here. No, I don't. So you have just a regular motor with the output shaft, and then on top of that you've got another couple inches. It's not a great example, but anyway, you've seen a motor with an arbor adapter. So I said don't buy a grinder, because buffers are the best thing in the world. So that was my take on it, until I get on Craigslist. Actually, this is a Facebook marketplace, and what do? I go buy a grinder. So I'm sort of a hypocrite. But you can see what the sort of lack of angle. I took the guard off and everything, and it's taking the guard off. I don't know. Yeah, safety issues and whatnot. But when you're wire wheeling and you're buffing, you don't necessarily want to have something where you can stuff the tool into it. I mean, you can hurt yourself no matter what. But anyway, you can see the difference on this. This is a not a spectacular grinder. It's a Delta, half horsepower. It's 3,600 RPM. The 1725s are probably, I don't know, more reasonable. Because this is just going around like a hot damn. I mean, it really is moving. This one's moving too, but it's just much more. I think it's going to be less forgiving than the other one. But I've ordered new 8-inch wheels for it. I think it's going to be handy to have around the shop. But when I have the larger wheel, it'll give me more room to work. Because right now I just threw an 8-inch wheel on it, and it really does. I mean, you can dog this thing down and it's just not stopping. So anyway, I appreciate you guys leaving comments and asking questions and things like that, and I'm sorry if I'm not able to give you a definitive answer, but in my estimation, any name brand grinder that you can get for $30 is a deal. but if you're looking to get into tool restoration and whatnot, if you can't find something that's used, and you're gonna buy something new, look into buffers. I think buffers are have a place in the shop for sure. So anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and I think today's just gonna be a wire wheel. I'm gonna leave the sandblaster out of this because not many people have sandblasters, so I'm just gonna Just gonna go at it alone with the wire wheel, and we'll see how these Lodi pliers clean up. And these are really neat. These are almost like the fishing pliers, the Manly fishing pliers, the bypass shears. Super handy. These look stamped, but stamp pliers are usually inherently cheap, but these are really solid. I mean, they're just well done. I mean, how thick that is? It's got to be an 1/8 inch thick. So anyway, these are great looking pliers. I'm really happy to have found these at the flea market the other day, and I think they're gonna clean up nicely. So we'll do a little time lapse and some before and after pictures. Alright, so those are the Lodi pliers cleaned up with just the 6-inch buffer. I did throw them in the sandblaster for a second. I've got too many little creases and whatnot down on the inside of here that I couldn't get to it. And one of the viewers made an interesting point the other day. When you sandblast, it sort of creates more surface area and it's more room for things to rust. However, I don't disagree with that at any level, but having removed the rust and then shellacking or putting paste wax on it or doing something to prohibit the rust is superior to than just leaving the rust. I mean, at no point do I think the media blasting is doing a disservice to these tools. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. But anyway, so this has just been the wire wheel, and then this knockoff fabric wheel. Anyway, this is holding up pretty good for $10. The 3M wheels are $60, $70, $80, $100, something like that. This seems to be doing alright. I'm no doubt in my mind that the 3M ones are superior, but anyway, I just don't want to spend that much money on it. So these are cleaned up pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and shellac these, and then I'll finish up with some before and after pictures and some music. Alright, so we've got these, they've been shellacked, nice and cleaned up. You can see the date on that, November 6th, 1900, and the patent was 1894. So it's really neat. These cleaned up super nice. There's no slack in them. They're really tight, and you know, like I was saying, stamp tools are typically junk But in this case, I think these are really stout. I think these are going to work well. And the bypass cutters, like Manly fishing pliers, it's just such a good tight way to make a set of cutters. So anyway, I'm super happy to have these. They turned out real nice, and I was able to do it largely without a sandblaster. So anyway, y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and as always, if you got any comments, please feel free to leave them. Bye.